Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most mysterious and audacious art heists in history, the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum theft. Imagine walking into a museum late at night and vanishing with priceless works of art. This is a story of cunning criminals, priceless treasures, and a mystery that has remained unsolved for over 30 years. Make sure to watch till the end, because what happened next will leave you speechless. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum was not just a museum, it was a sanctuary of art, meticulously curated by one of America's most influential collectors. Isabella Stewart Gardner, a woman of extraordinary taste and vision, poured her heart into collecting some of the most exquisite artworks from around the world. Paintings by Rembrandt, Vermeer, Degas, and Sargent hung in the museum's elegant halls, each piece telling a story of centuries past. The museum was her legacy, a personal treasure trove, and a symbol of beauty and culture in Boston. Yet, despite its grandeur, this haven of art would one night become the target of a crime that stunned the world. Visitors walked through the museum, unaware of the secrets hidden within its walls. The museum's layout, with its narrow corridors and intimate galleries, was designed to make the experience of art deeply personal. But it also created shadows and blind spots, perfect vulnerabilities that would later be exploited. Isabella had left strict instructions for her collection to remain intact, and little did anyone know, these rules would make the crime even more audacious. The artworks were priceless, some never to be replaced, and the very thought of them disappearing sent chills through anyone who valued art. On the night of March 18, 1990, the world was about to witness a theft unlike any other. The criminals who targeted the Gardner Museum didn't just want money, they wanted history, prestige, and the thrill of pulling off the impossible. No alarm sounded. No one anticipated the boldness of the heist, and in just a few hours, the world's gaze would turn to the empty frames hanging silently in the museum's galleries. What followed was a mystery that would haunt law enforcement, art historians, and the public for decades. It was a cold Sunday night in Boston when two men, dressed as police officers, arrived at the museum. Claiming to respond to a disturbance, they convinced the night guards to let them inside. What seemed like a routine check quickly transformed into a terrifying ordeal for the unsuspecting employees. The guards, bound and threatened, could only watch as the intruders carried out a carefully orchestrated plan. There was no sign of panic, no hint of hesitation. These men moved with chilling precision. For nearly 2 hours, the thieves roamed the halls, selecting paintings with an almost clinical detachment. They ignored valuable objects in plain sight, instead focusing on works that spoke to their taste, or perhaps to a plan that remained hidden from the public eye. Paintings by Vermeer, Rembrandt, and Monet were removed from the walls, some cut from their frames, others carefully lifted as though the criminals understood their worth intimately. Every action seemed deliberate, as if they had rehearsed the heist countless times in their minds before stepping foot inside the museum. When the thieves finally left, the museum was silent except for the echoes of their audacity. 13 works of art, some valued at over $500 million today, had vanished into the night. The empty frames hung as haunting reminders of what had been lost, and the city of Boston woke up to news that would shock the nation. The audacity of the crime, combined with the sheer scale of the theft, ensured that the Gardner Museum heist would go down as one of the greatest mysteries in criminal history. Among the stolen treasures were Rembrandt's The Storm on the Sea of Galilee, Vermeer's The Concert, and several rare sketches and works by Degas. Each piece was unique, irreplaceable, and carried centuries of artistic legacy. Experts say that the value of the stolen art goes far beyond monetary estimates. It represents a cultural loss felt worldwide. Museums, collectors, and law enforcement alike have tried to track the artworks, but as years turned into decades, the trail only grew colder. What makes these pieces so significant is not just their beauty, but the story they tell about human history, emotion, and creativity. Rembrandt's painting, with its stormy sea and dramatic lighting, captures raw human struggle and resilience, while Vermeer's work embodies an almost otherworldly calm and precision. To see them gone, replaced by empty frames, is to witness a void in the cultural landscape, one that resonates with grief, anger, and disbelief. And the very thought that someone, somewhere, may still possess them adds a haunting layer to the mystery. The museum tried everything to recover the pieces, from offering multi-million-dollar rewards to appealing directly to the public for information. Yet, every lead seemed to evaporate into thin air. The stolen artworks became ghosts, haunting the imaginations of art lovers and investigators alike. And as the years went by, the question loomed larger: were the paintings lost forever? Or were they waiting in secret, their stories paused, until someone brave enough to uncover them would finally emerge? Immediately after the heist, Boston authorities launched one of the most intense investigations in U.S. history. Detectives scoured every lead, interviewed potential suspects, and collaborated with the FBI to track the stolen masterpieces. Yet, despite their efforts, the trail remained frustratingly cold. The thieves had vanished without a trace, leaving no fingerprints, no witnesses willing to speak, and no ransom demands. It was as if the art itself had disappeared into a parallel world. The investigation unearthed potential suspects, from organized crime syndicates to individual thieves with a taste for high-risk heists. Theories abounded, each more compelling than the last, but none provided the concrete answers authorities desperately needed. Every new tip, however, brought renewed hope, followed by disappointment as leads went nowhere. The public watched anxiously, captivated by the mystery, as investigators pieced together a puzzle that seemed impossible to solve. What frustrated law enforcement most was the calculated nature of the crime. The thieves clearly knew what they were doing. They ignored the security systems, chose specific artworks, and displayed a chilling understanding of the museum's layout. This level of planning suggested that the heist wasn't random. It was personal, targeted, and executed by professionals who knew the value and significance of what they were stealing. And with every passing year, the probability of solving the case seemed to diminish, leaving the world to wonder if the museum's treasures would ever be recovered. Over the years, countless theories have emerged about who might have pulled off the audacious theft. Some speculate involvement by the Boston Mafia, citing connections between organized crime and high-value art thefts. Others suggest the heist was carried out by seasoned professional thieves, possibly with inside information from former employees or individuals familiar with the museum's operations. Each theory paints a picture of cunning, greed, and meticulous planning. Among the most compelling theories is that the artworks were stolen not to be sold, but to serve as bargaining chips in criminal negotiations. Some experts believe that the thieves could have hidden the masterpieces for decades, waiting for the right moment to demand ransom or trade them for freedom from legal troubles. The fact that no artwork has resurfaced suggests that whoever holds them understands their value far beyond monetary terms. They are symbols of prestige, power, and secrecy. Despite exhaustive investigations, no arrests have been made directly connected to the crime. Law enforcement agencies continue to follow leads, hoping that time or human error will eventually reveal the perpetrators. Meanwhile, the stolen paintings have become legendary, inspiring novels, documentaries, and countless debates among art aficionados. The more time passes, the more mysterious and tantalizing the case becomes, keeping the world endlessly fascinated by what happened that fateful night. The Isabella Gardner Museum refused to replace the stolen art, leaving the empty frames as a haunting reminder of the theft. This decision is deeply symbolic, emphasizing the irreplaceable nature of the stolen works and the museum's commitment to preserving Isabella Gardner's original vision. Visitors walking through the galleries today encounter these empty frames, feeling the absence of masterpieces that once transformed the space into a sanctuary of beauty and culture. The museum also increased its security, investing in advanced surveillance systems, 24-hour monitoring, and strict access controls. Yet, the haunting emptiness of the galleries remains a testament to the audacity of the theft. The staff, historians, and art lovers continue to hope for a resolution, organizing public campaigns and offering substantial rewards for information leading to the recovery of the artworks. This enduring hope keeps the story alive, as if the museum itself refuses to let history forget what happened. Moreover, the museum has become a symbol of resilience and passion for art. Every visitor who steps through its doors is reminded of the fragility of human creations and the lengths some will go to possess them. The story of the Gardner Museum is no longer just about theft. It's about legacy, cultural memory, and the enduring mystery that captivates everyone who learns about it. It's a story that transcends art, touching something deeply human in all of us, the desire to protect beauty, even in the face of loss. The Gardner Museum heist has captivated the public imagination like no other crime in American history. Documentaries, books, and podcasts have dissected every detail, each theory more thrilling than the last. People are drawn to the audacity of the crime, the mystery surrounding the stolen masterpieces, and the enduring question, where are they now? The story continues to inspire amateur detectives, professional sleuths, and countless enthusiasts who believe they might be the ones to crack the case. What fuels this fascination is not just the crime itself, but the human elements involved. The bravery, or naivety, of the guards, the cunning of the thieves, and the heartbreak of losing irreplaceable art create a narrative that resonates with viewers. Every new theory sparks debate, speculation, and hope, keeping the story alive in a way few crimes have ever managed. It's a tale of risk, consequence, and the thin line between genius and audacity. Social media and online forums have further amplified public engagement, with crowdsourcing efforts attempting to track leads and uncover hidden truths. People share photographs, eyewitness accounts, and historical documents, trying to solve a puzzle that has dumped law enforcement for decades. In a way, the Gardner heist has become a global mystery, inviting everyone to participate, speculate, and wonder. And that collective fascination ensures the story will never be forgotten, keeping the legend of the stolen masterpieces alive for generations. Even today, investigators continue to explore every possible lead. Advances in technology, forensic science, and data analysis have allowed authorities to revisit old evidence and uncover potential connections that were previously overlooked. Cold case units, art recovery experts, and private investigators collaborate to track the stolen works, often chasing ghostly leads across continents. Every tip, however small, is treated as a potential breakthrough, because the mystery is far from closed. New theories suggest that the art could be hidden in private collections, waiting for the right moment to resurface. Others believe it may have been destroyed, though most experts find this hard to accept, given the meticulous care thieves took during the heist. The uncertainty fuels ongoing fascination, keeping the case alive in newspapers, television shows, and online platforms. Law enforcement agencies occasionally release photographs and sketches of the stolen pieces, hoping that someone will recognize a painting in a private home or collection. The museum continues to work closely with authorities, maintaining a database of leads, sightings, and tips. It's a painstaking effort, but one fueled by the hope that the legacy of Isabella Stewart Gardner can one day be restored. The public's engagement, combined with modern investigative methods, provides a glimmer of optimism, suggesting that even after more than 3 decades, the possibility of recovery remains. This enduring pursuit is a testament to human determination, resilience, and the unyielding value we place on art and culture. Beyond the stolen art lies a deeply human story. The museum's staff, investigators, and Isabella Stewart Gardner herself are central characters in a narrative of loss, hope, and resilience. The guards, once terrified victims, continue to grapple with the trauma of that night, while investigators face the frustration of leads that go nowhere. And for the public, the stolen art represents not just material loss, but a cultural and emotional void. Artists, historians, and visitors share a collective grief over the missing masterpieces. Schools and universities discuss the heist as a case study, blending lessons in criminal justice, art history, and human psychology. Each empty frame tells a story of what could have been, sparking imagination, curiosity, and even sorrow. This emotional connection transforms the Gardner Museum heist from a mere crime into a story of human fascination, empathy, and relentless pursuit of justice. Ultimately, the story reminds us that art is more than its physical form. It embodies human creativity, passion, and legacy. Losing it feels like losing a piece of ourselves, which is why the Gardner heist continues to resonate decades later. It's a reminder that beauty can be fragile, that cunning can challenge our sense of security, and that hope and determination remain powerful forces in our search for truth. Decades later, the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist remains unsolved. The stolen masterpieces have yet to be recovered, and the identities of the thieves remain unknown. Yet, the case continues to fascinate and inspire those who seek answers, from amateur sleuths to professional investigators. It's a story that blends crime, art, history, and human psychology into a compelling narrative that refuses to fade. The empty frames hanging in the museum's halls serve as a poignant reminder of what was lost and the enduring mystery that surrounds the crime. Visitors, historians, and art lovers alike are drawn to the museum not just to see art, but to feel the presence of the missing masterpieces. It's a story that transcends time, reminding us that some mysteries are bigger than the sum of their parts, and that sometimes, the pursuit of truth is more powerful than the truth itself. So, if you've been captivated by this story, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon, because we bring you tales of mysteries, heists, and unsolved crimes that will leave you questioning everything. The Gardner heist is more than a story of theft. It's a story of human ambition, loss, and the relentless search for justice. And who knows? Maybe one day, the stolen art will be found, and the mystery will finally be solved. But until then, the legend lives on.